Massive Mornings with Penny weekdays from 6 to 9 a.m.
So I'm just about to get into a conversation this morning in studio. I'm joined by Rhavynn, drummer and Atlanta-based casting director who has always had a love for actors and great performances, of course. She began her career in casting at Tyler Perry Studios. While working at the studio, she participated in the casting of 13 feature films, 6 television series, and 7 theatrical productions. And she's joining us for that conversation this morning. And together with her is Joey Zangardi-Dixon. Okay, he's with the New York Film Academy, and we are having a conversation with him as well. It's all about discovering talent here in South Africa that is worthy of the global stages. So we're going to find out what brings them here and what to expect with the showcase today. So Joey has been in the entertainment industry for decades. He has worked in casting for MTV, Fox, Nickelodeon, NBC, and many other major studio networks as well, as an agent, director, teacher, and performer. And now he uses his industry experience to scout talent, teach workshops, and adjudicate countless acting and musical theater auditions around the globe. He is with the New York Film Academy, director of musical theater recruitment. That sounds like a lot of work.
Sure is.
Okay, so definitely South African talent, and I guess talent from across the continent, all dreams about Hollywood being big stars globally. And you guys, as part of this showcase, you come to South Africa, you get to meet a lot of talent. What are you exactly looking for? Joey, let me start with you.
Sure. So I am looking specifically for actors and musical theater students. So luckily, when I was in the casting world, for me, and the agent world, I was looking for people that were ready tomorrow. The thing that I'm looking for is the potential for people to come study in the States with us and then be able to take them to the next level. So I don't necessarily need them ready tomorrow, where a lot of them may be, but some of them still might need that additional education, or the education in the United States, which is slightly different than what it is in other countries. So I'm looking for the spectrum, looking for somebody that we can take to the next level.
So they should already be in a college or a high school of the arts or something like that already?
Not necessarily, but they do need to bring in the talent. So we're definitely looking for those that have the acting background, or at least the singing chops.
The singing chops. Okay, Rhavynn, what are you looking for?
Yes, well, I am coming on the casting end of things. So I am looking for some really special talent, at least talent that's going to be versatile and flexible. We have a lot of projects that we do, and oftentimes with casting, we're always scouting in the event that a role or a project comes up and we can find someone that we're right for. So we are looking for some really, really talented performers. I mainly do actors and a little bit of singers every now and then, but mainly looking for really, really, really strong actors.
So is it your first time in South Africa?
This is my third time, actually. Yes,
okay.
yeah.
So I like talking to you guys also who've been here before.
Yeah.
It's not that I don't like talking to you, Joey. It's just that the guys who've been here before have a little bit of experience.
Yes.
And I always just want to find out, what have you picked up, in terms of style and things when you come across South African talent? What are the things that you say, okay, this is what they've got to offer, this is what we can work with?
Absolutely. And so we did a workshop yesterday that focused on auditioning techniques, and we were talking on the way over here, there is such an eagerness to really, really, really thrive in this business from all the South African talent that we've seen. So it's refreshing for me to be around talent that are so eager. They want it. They're working so hard, asking all the right questions about how can they really have thriving careers. So for me, it's been beautiful to see when it comes to the actors. They're very passionate. We talk about specificity and all the techniques and whatnot like that. But it's really, really fascinating just to see actors and artists that are really, really, really determined to have thriving careers. Okay,
so Joey, you mentioned that initially you would be looking for someone who's ready for the next day, but that's not what you're looking for right now. So I'm going to stretch a little bit.
Okay.
I have a 10-year-old who takes part in I State Force. They sing in the choir.
I love it.
And
You
then
have to start somewhere.
they act in the stage plays at school. Is that how far back are you willing to start?
Absolutely. Actually, with the New York Film Academy, we offer programs ranging from 10 to 13-year-olds, 14 to 17-year-olds. These are summer camps. And then we also offer intensives. So these are short-term, like 1 week, 4 week, 8 week type of programs, all the way through a 1 year, 2 year conservatory, associates, bachelors, and masters.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what do you guys do with the 10-year-olds? I'm really going to be the mother of the 10-year-old here.
It depends on which. We actually offer programs ranging from writing, directing, editing, producing, performing, cinematography, game design, 3D animation. So we have a bunch of those different options.
For 10-year-olds?
For most of those are for the 10-year-olds as well. So we have game design, we have animation, we've got acting, musical theater. So yes, so if we're talking about musical theater, which is what you were saying, she was singing.
Yeah.
They actually work with Broadway performers. For example, Christy Cates, who was Idina Menzel's original understudy in Wicked. She was in Elphaba on Broadway, was in Finding Neverland, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory on Broadway. She's one of the major teachers there. If you saw the movie Chicago, the real tall, beautiful black woman in Cell Block Tango that says, he ran into my knife, he ran into my knife. That's our dance teacher.
Yeah,
So
they
that's
do all these
another one.
musicals. That's cool. So it's good I have a video of her. I'm going to give me an audition right now.
Love it. Okay, good. I'm looking forward to seeing it. Let's bring her to the stage.
That's definitely what I'm going to be doing right now to see, if she can go.
got it.
Yeah, especially now. I mean, they're saying that they're going to be having an exit program for schools at grade 9. I might as well send it to New York. What?
Yes.
I mean, like, what am I going to do with a grade 9 student child who can't do anything? Okay, so obviously you having this. You guys have been having workshops since the week started.
Yeah.
Okay, how has that been going?
Wonderful. Absolutely, absolutely wonderful. We had about 22 students in my workshop yesterday. What we do is we pretty much give them a scene and have them perform it, give them a little bit of like a cold read, have them perform it, give them feedback on it, and I'm coming from a television and film standpoint. So I'm looking at their on-camera work as well, which is a little different from theater. So it's really nice to see, actors and see their performances and what they look like on screen. So we work with that as well.
Okay, for those who might not understand, how different is it from, like, obviously projection is a no-no.
Yes. Yeah.
But for those who don't, what are you looking for?
When it comes to television and film, I think it's a big, it doesn't seem like it would be, but it is actually a pretty significant difference between theater and television and film. And especially when we're looking for the minors, we're usually looking for them for something comedic. And I've also done some scouting with Nickelodeon. So, for instance, we're looking for physical comedy. We're looking for things that are a little more melodramatic versus something like a different show that's maybe a little more subdued. So we kind of work with different genres of shows. We're also working with, television and film. It's a lot more intimate versus having to act for a stage or act for an audience. So working with actors on making that transition who've trained in theater and saying, okay, how can you make your transition into TV and film?
Okay, so this is what we're going to do now. We're going to go straight to the news. It's 8 o'clock right here on Massive Metro. And then we'll come back on the other side of that and continue our conversation with my guests in studio this morning. Okay, so I'm chatting in studio this morning. It's all about the International Arts Talent Showcase that's taking place today as well as tomorrow. So today is all about... tomorrow's about models and dancers. So today's about actors and singers. And do you guys have a number of specific people you're looking for, or you just give the workshops and if something jumps off, it jumps off, or how does it work?
For me, it's if something jumps off, it jumps off. I don't have any specific numbers that I'm looking for. We kind of have some projects coming up in the works, so there are some specific talent that I am looking for. But for me, honestly, it's just about whoever really shines. That's what I'm looking at.
Okay. So, is experience people who are already established? Do they also qualify to be part of this, or how does it work? You're looking for fresh, raw, new talent.
For sure. Yeah. I mean, if they have that background. In fact, one of our students was actually in a pop band, pop group here, came out to the States, worked, was in our musical theater program for 2 years, and then booked the national tour of Les Mis and is playing Jean Valjean.
Wow.
So yeah, there's definitely those people that have already had successes here that we're obviously looking for as well.
Okay. And then so you guys cast them here, you pick the talent. What happens after they leave South Africa? Do you guys still continue to work closely with them, or you hand them over to whoever? How does it work?
Yeah, so for me, if there are any talent that I really find are, someone that I can really work with, like there was actually a girl yesterday at the workshop, and I was like, I think you should absolutely audition and send it to me. So we'll work with them, or I'll have them send me an audition, and then I'll send it to the powers that be, my producers, to see if there's any way we can move forward.
And because I work for a school, ours is a little differently. So they can come with us, study with us for a week, or sometimes upwards of 3 years to get a degree. If they've completed a program with us that's about 1 year or longer, there's an extension of their student visa called OPT. It's called Optional Practical Training that legally allows them to stay in the States up to 1 year past that program to work in their field of study, make money, and actually potentially book enough work to get an O1 working visa. So a lot of our students do that as well. And our goal is obviously to coach them through all of that, to help them, with that education and the means to be able to book those jobs leaving the New York Film Academy.
Okay, so based on the workshops, how do you guys think things are going to look out today? Because you guys are running the programs today.
Yes.
Yeah, and like I've been here. This will be my third showcase. But based off the workshop, it was fantastic. I'm actually looking forward to seeing the actors' performances today. So it's gonna be good.
And I'll tell you, Alsubi at 33andMe, she does a really good darn job at finding amazing talent, and that's across the board, whether that be actors, singers, dancers, models, etc., and dance. I said dancers.
Yeah.
So luckily, she makes our job a little easier as well.
Okay.
So I do anticipate it being a great showcase.
A great showcase.
Yeah, I saw a little bit of the rehearsal last night, and I'm excited. Let's just say there's some really incredible talent.
Yeah.
Okay, great stuff. Well, I'm looking forward to seeing what and who you guys are going to be unearthing today, and the talent that you guys are going to be taking overseas, because obviously it's going to be different from the last 3 years you've been here, or the last 8 years that Nate has been here, because I think the timing is totally different. Like there's an appetite for South African talent that hasn't been there previously.
Sure.
And I think, I'm sure you guys have seen the story of the Ndlovu Choir being on America's Got Talent.
Yes.
So everyone is like really paying attention.
Yeah.
So, and I'm sure the kind of talent that's also coming in for a showcase is bringing in their A game, because they see that it's possible. I mean, Nate, when Nate was here, was talking about Trevor Noah. It's kind of like now you don't have to really explain where South Africa is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah. And also you don't have to kind of like convince them that outside of Ladysmith, Black Mambazo, there's also so much more you can do.
Yes.
We can do. So there's that thing of like, oh, okay. So if you guys ever hear them looking for like a radio host, talk show host, please do let them know.
Perfect.
Yeah, like
absolutely.
just tell them you met the perfect one.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like
absolutely.
yeah, like
Gotcha.
just get them there. I mean, I can audition for roles and acting, but it's not really my passion.
Yeah.
But I can give it a shot, every now and again.
I mean, it looks like you're doing okay. Over
Yeah,
there.
this is your gift.
This is my gift.
Yes,
This is my gift.
yes.
Good gig.
But I can always diversify.
Yeah.
And do things like that. So thank you so much for coming through. All the best. Doors open at 8. Until 11:30. We registration. There'll be makeup and showcase, and everything goes on all the way until 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a long day.
A long day.
And then repeat again tomorrow.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe I should come through and see what you guys get up
Please
to.
do.
Yeah.
Sounds like it's going to be fun. So there you have it. Those handles again, if people want to find out more on Instagram, they should be following you on Instagram. It's also on Facebook, right?
Yep.
Okay. So what's the handle again on Instagram?
It's Arts Africa.
It's Arts Africa on Instagram for more information, so you can be in the know of what's possible and, of course, what they've got. It's Arts Africa on Instagram. Start following them so you are in the know. 27 to 28 local and international career and casting opportunities for models, actors, singers, as well as dancers. Is there a fee to register?
Yes.
How much is the fee?
So I'm not sure exactly how much the fee is. Sorry. There is a fee involved, but there's a whole process going forward. So that's why we do the auditions nationally.
Okay.
So it's like a ladder to get up to it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So all of that information, of course, they can find on your website and stay in touch so that they can be able to do that for the next cycle. Well, there you have it. Great stuff, guys. Thank you so much for popping
Thank you.
in.
Thank you for having
And
us.
all the best. And I hope you find the best talent.
We do too.
And you take it to the world.
Yes, thank
Thanks.
you.
Massive Mornings with Penny weekdays from 6 to 9 a.m.